Very quickly, I just had this gut feeling that there's just something not right. I just wasn't sure when or if I was ovulating, and my cycles were irregular. Being young, just thought, we'll keep going with it, you know, we don't need to have a child right now. But as the years went on, I, started to panic, started to worry. And I think with that, I was feeling unhappy, was gaining some weight. I felt like I was hiding from the world a little bit. I think I just put on a brave face and tried to pretend to my mum that, oh, I'm fine, like we're going here. But just inside, I was just hurting a lot. It was, infertility is incredibly difficult to deal with when you're, in that hole and you feel like you cannot get out of it. As a lady with Polycystic Ovary Syndrome, you have far less chances of conceiving each year because your cycles are often anovulatory, they're very long. Having that diagnosis, it was actually comforting really to know that this is why you couldn't get pregnant. After all these years, at this point I was nearly 27 and a half, and we'd first sort of started to try to conceive when I was not long 24. So that's where Care Fertility Birmingham just helped me, pulled me out of the hole that I had truly fallen into. And that's where I feel like my life started again. My IVF cycle did go well, but my meds had to be sort of increased and then lowered because they're trying to, with PCOS, you don't want to develop ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome. So I was managed very carefully. It was a daunting thing to go through. When you're not feeling 100% happy with yourself and insecure, I can say that the doctors always made me feel comfortable and made sure that I was, okay and happy with everything, and they explained everything as we were going through the process. I feel like quite early on I could feel things happening. I just, I had hope, but I was so terrified as well to get ahead of myself. Now you're pregnant, you're having pregnancy scans and you're watching your bump grow, and suddenly you're able to, go and shop for baby clothes and all the things that had caused so much hurt and upset for all those years. I'm so grateful that it did work, and I had a smooth pregnancy and I had my first baby boy, which was just amazing. IVF and science and the magic of all of that did give me the family that we'd just been longing for. I always knew I wanted children quite close in age, and you just don't know if it's going to work. So it was amazing to just go back, see everyone at the clinic again. I had to have the transfer alone because it was COVID times, but it worked again, and I had another successful, healthy pregnancy and had our second son, Jacob. I just felt far too lucky, but my third transfer, my second frozen transfer, was successful again. In that pregnancy, I found out that I was having a little girl, so just, all my dreams came true. Because I'd already got my two amazing boys, and now I had a little girl on the way. It felt like a dream come true, like honestly. So I was just holding my breath until she could arrive safely. So now I've got my triplets born apart from the same egg collection. It kind of feels like a lifetime ago, but as you can see, the emotions are still there when you have that time to sit down and reflect on just how painful infertility is. But if you seek that help and support, science is amazing and it can happen for you. I never thought that it would for me, not as beautifully as it went. And I just sometimes wish you could see into the future, because had somebody told me 7, 6, 5 years ago that this is what your life would look like, I don't think I would have believed them, because amazing things were coming and I just didn't know that at the time. I sort of look at my life almost as in two parts. that time before and then since having children, they brought the sunshine back into my life. It can happen for you. I felt like it would never happen for me, but I'm proof that it can.